Okay, you're probably wondering why I'm holding a jar of pickles. No, this isn't some TikTok diet where you only eat pickles all day. For me, pickles were the simple hack that finally helped me stay consistent and lose weight. And now they're part of the system I've used to help dozens of other women do the same without giving up vacations, pizza nights, or cocktails with friends. If you're a woman in your 20s or 30s who loves traveling, eating out, and living life, but you avoid photos, hide in baggy clothes, and feel frustrated every time another diet or trainer fails you, this is for you. I get it because I was there too. This was me. After a toxic relationship and becoming a young mom, I gained over 30 pounds. And even though I was a nutritionist myself, I couldn't stick to anything long enough to see any results. And that's when I realized the problem wasn't that I needed more information, it was consistency. And so many other women are getting it wrong too. So I created the pickle method, a system designed for women who want to feel confident while enjoying a social, busy lifestyle. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you why traditional diets don't work, why more information isn't the answer, and how a simple strategy, yes, even pickles, can help you finally stay consistent and lose the weight for good. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm Coach Chelsea. If you follow me on Instagram, you might already know a little bit about me, but if not, here's the short version. I've been a weight loss coach for nearly 10 years. I'm also a mom to an 11-year-old daughter who already thinks she's too cool for me, so that's natural, I guess. My real passion, though, is helping women in their 20s and 30s who feel frustrated in their weight loss attempts and just hate how they feel in their bodies, even though this really should be the most fun and confident time of their lives. Specifically, I help women who love traveling, going out, and living very busy social lives, but haven't found a weight loss plan that actually fits their lifestyle and helps them stay consistent long enough to see real results. So, as promised, I want to keep this short and sweet. So, let's just dive right into the first step. The foundation of any plan that actually works with a busy social lifestyle is a customized diet solution. Notice I didn't say meal plan because let's be real. Traditional meal plans are either totally unrealistic or completely miserable. Instead, I teach you a flexible dieting approach, no cutting out your favorite foods, no plain chicken and broccoli on repeat, and absolutely no demonizing carbs. Because those old school diet culture rules were designed to keep women stuck and frustrated, not to actually help you succeed. My approach is about creating freedom and flexibility so that you can still enjoy nights out, vacations, and dinner dates and still see results. So here's the key difference. Instead of forcing you into a cookie cutter diet, we actually meet you where you're at. That means building a strategy around the foods you already love so that your weekends and social events and nights out don't derail your entire progress. Because let's be honest, a lot of coaches are totally out of touch. They want to hand you a plan with weird ingredients and things you've never heard of before, recipes that take an hour, or meals you would just never realistically eat, and then expect you to follow it. I mean, it's no wonder people quit. What I do instead is I help you fit nutrition into your life using foods and cooking methods that you're already comfortable with. That way, it's not a full 180 U turn, but rather small, doable shifts. That way, it actually sticks long term. For example, check out my client Warda here. She was a total foodie when we met, actually, still is. And I remember her telling me, Chelsea, if you can help me lose weight, I would definitely say that you're a miracle worker because I am stubborn when it comes to my sweets and Taco Tuesdays. And she was not expecting my response because I said, Girl, I know I can help you lose weight. And you want to know how I know that? Because I'm not going to ask you to give up your Taco Tuesdays or sweets. And now look at her. She lost over 40 pounds, gained a new love for building muscle and getting stronger. And we did all of this in just 6 months. And yes, she ate tacos with her sister almost every Tuesday and had chocolate ice cream like at least 2 times a week. So, step two is all about realistic workouts. If you're not currently exercising, it's crazy to expect yourself to go from couch potato to marathon runner overnight, right? But that's exactly what most women try to do. Here's the truth. Weight loss is only about 80%, weight loss is 80% nutrition anyway. So killing yourself with long, intense workouts isn't the answer. It's for just, the 20% that it helps push your weight loss. It really just leaves you burnt out and even more frustrated when the scale doesn't move. So, I mean, let's be real. Most of us with busy schedules and social lives and travel plans, spending an hour in the gym 6 days a week is just not realistic. And that's why what we do is we focus on short, effective workouts that fit into your current lifestyle so that you can actually stay consistent and get real results. So, the way we do that is we design workouts that fit into your lifestyle. And that would mean your time frame, your schedule, and your current fitness level. So that way, as you get stronger and more consistent and closer to your goals, we simply scale things up slowly. No pressure and no crazy leaps. Whether you prefer working out at home or in the gym, the focus is always the same: short, effective, strength based workouts. Usually that means 30 minutes or less, 3 to 4 days a week, and that's it. No intimidating gym workouts, no hours wasted, just smart progressions that make you stronger, leaner, and more confident in your body. And not hating the gym, hopefully. And then step three is high touch accountability and coaching. Most people don't fail because they don't know what to do. I mean, come on, we live in Chat GPT era. You can literally ask Chat GPT to give you an entire weight loss plan, and yet you still can't do it. Am I right? Because you know the basics. You know how to lose weight. The problem is it's doing it long enough to actually see results. That's why my pickle method is high touch. Real human support that helps you actually follow through when life gets busy and when you travel and when those nights out happen. Because big programs and apps like Weight Watchers and Peloton and even in person personal trainers often lack that one on one personal daily connection. And that's exactly why women fall off and regain the weight. Women who invest in hands on coaching and show up for themselves are the ones who get and keep results. No magic, no voodoo, no crazy weird supplement, just support, adjustments, and accountability. And just to show you a few of my amazing ladies who are crushing it so far this month, my girl here on the left says, this is Nicole, says, I'm honestly still shocked on all the progress I've made and how I've been able to go down 2 shirt sizes. And she's a busy working mom of 2, and even she could not believe how doable this actually was for her. And then here in the middle is Ria. We'll talk more about Ria later. But she says, girl, I am still getting to know her, meaning her new self. I feel really confident and I am so glad you're here because she has literally never had anyone help guide her the way that we were able to. And then finally on the right, you can see my girl Lisa. She says, it's so crazy to me how people think the only way to lose is by restricting. I lived my entire life thinking that. And now she's down 20 pounds, or maybe actually 25 at this point. But yeah, she is not restricting anymore. And she's honestly mind blown by how she's been able to lose weight without restricting her diet. And just when speaking to women who are still very young in life, I mean, I'm only 33, so hasn't been that long ago for me as well. I just like to show examples of what's really truly possible if you commit to yourself early on. And just know that you aren't too young to do this. On the contrary, actually, you're much better off investing in your health now while you're young than having to deal with it later as you age, because that's when your body's even more damaged and resistant to positive change. So that's why I wanted to highlight my client Jenny here for a second. She was so scared to invest in herself, she actually almost backed out. But 4 months later, she's so glad that she didn't. She lost over 50 pounds total, and she's just so grateful that she took this jump and took this leap of faith. She said that working with someone to help her get back on track and knowing 100% certainty that what she was doing was, in fact, what she needed to be doing in order to be successful is why she's where she is today. And now it's been almost a year later since we worked together, and she's still keeping the weight off.
And she's only 21 years old, guys. 21. So if she can take that big step towards success at 21, so can you. And then lastly, the last step would be my consistency strategy. And that's what I call my pickle method. Because for me, pickles were a staple in my weight loss success. Not because of some weird TikTok trend where you only eat pickles for a week. No, but what I used them to do was to help me overcome my own personal roadblock, which for me was late night hunger cues. But for you, it might be something totally different. That's where the consistency strategy comes into play. We work together one on one and really dive into that mental block that you're having with consistency. And then we build a strategy together from there. It sounds crazy and it's totally unique to me. I don't know any other coaches who take the time to do this, but it's absolutely necessary. And it's exactly why I was able to lose weight myself and now helped hundreds of other young women do the same. Okay, so quick story time. I hate looking at these pictures, but I'm doing this for you guys, just to give you some background as to why I do what I do and how this whole pickle method came about in the first place. Back when I had my daughter, I was not in the best relationship, but I felt compelled to stay with him just because of being a new mom and at a very young age, too. I was just 21 years old when I had Mia, and I was actually still in college. So I did what a lot of women do, but shouldn't, and I put my own health and well being kind of on the back burner. I gained a bunch of weight. I would use food as my comfort and outlet for the stress, and just felt so out of control and disgusted with my body. And it wasn't until Mia was about 5 years old when I finally decided to do what I needed to do. I left that unhealthy relationship. I got closer to God and started letting Jesus take control of my life again. And I just really started to make myself a priority for the first time in a long time. So I decided to invest in my health and I started a weight loss journey. The problem was I loved being social, traveling, and I go to Disney with my family. I loved going out with my friends. And I do all these things that I couldn't do when I was stuck in that toxic relationship. But then to keep up, I'd fall into these super restrictive diets and spend hours running on the treadmill just so I could try to lose weight as fast as possible and not worry about gaining weight on vacation or when I'm going out. But what I found though was that it wasn't sustainable at all. I just yo yo between losing a few pounds and then gaining them right back. And honestly, I was miserable. So I, as a nutritionist, yes, I went to school for nutrition and had my degree, was dead set on the fact that if I just created a perfect meal plan for myself and followed it to a T, that is all I would need to do in order to lose weight. But realistically, as a social girl like myself who's always on the go, following a rigid plan like that just did not work and was honestly just really expensive with all the food that I was wasting. So that's when it clicked. Women like me with busy social lives, we don't need just another meal plan or workout program that we can chat GPT and then just be expected to stick to it. What we really need is a lifestyle strategy, one that allows us to stay consistent while still eating out, traveling, and living our lives. Because the truth is, it's not about being perfect. It's not about having the perfect plan either. It's about building consistency. And once you figure that out, you unlock freedom to enjoy your life while still reaching your weight loss goals. And like I said earlier, we would definitely get back to Rhea. This is my girl, Rhea. She struggled for years with being uncomfortable in her own body. She's a business owner and a pageant girl in Canada. She's awesome. She loves going on trips with her husband. And she also loves to eat donuts, which was a joke between us. She was honestly so surprised when I told her we could create a plan that fits donuts into her diet, as well as one that works for someone who is always on the go like she is. Within the first month, we got her diet plan dialed in. We had her consistency strategy in place, and she dropped the first 6 pounds really quickly. After that, she sort of stalled a bit around the holidays, but stayed consistent even with all the fun holiday family events and all the cookies and the festivities. But then within the next 6 weeks, she was at her goal of losing 12 pounds total finally. And I remember her saying, honestly, if it weren't for you, there is no way I would have continued on the path to losing those last 6 pounds, I would have definitely felt defeated and honestly probably would have given up and gained all the weight that I had lost right back. So thank you. Because again, you need support, you need encouragement, and weight loss isn't linear. So you might lose weight quickly at the beginning, but it's always after you see some success when the challenging part steps in. And that's when you really need a focused plan and somebody there to help hold you accountable.
All right. Now, if you've watched this whole thing and thought, wow, Chelsea just literally described my exact life, and you're finally ready to stop playing the lose gain shuffle with your weight loss and actually commit to a program that works, and not only works, but works with your lifestyle, not against it, click below and book your call with me personally. But let me be so super transparent with you right now. Because my program is so hands-on, I am only able to accept a few new clients per week. Therefore, I will only work with women who are 100% ready to invest in themselves and commit for the next 6 months and actually follow through. So if you're just curious or just hunting for a freebie or hoping for a cheap, quick fix that hasn't worked in the past for anyone, don't book yet. Seriously, save us both the time. But if you are serious and ready to do this now and can finally feel free and confident in your body, I can promise you this, your life will look completely different in 6 months from today. So if that's you, book your call now. I'm excited to make you my next success story.